Okay, this will be a description of Quickdraw's new ability to do threading substitution option. Now, we've looked in the past at how to do profile substitution. The threading substitution here, I now have 2 copy buffers. And if I set up a profile draft, for example, just a little sequence there, each point in the profile draft will either be foreground or background, if you will. What I have now added, 2 copy buffers. This one will be used for the background. The black one will be used for the foreground. I'm just going to copy and then I'm going to paste, and I've got myself two chunks of pattern. If, for example, I actually go through and modify this one so that it's got a huck pattern. I'm going to be weird and not do a real legitimate huck. So I've got something a little bit different. So now I can actually see the difference between the two. Now what I want to do is use this as the foreground. And when I do the thread, select the profile I want to deal with, do the thread substitution, I can now see that it's actually drawn what was in the profile draft. If I go back again for a second. So each one of those, each one of these points that was set to the dark was substituted with the pattern down here that I'd done to the dark. And these could be virtually any size you want, so long as the number of threads per repeat times the number of points I'm trying to multiply out, so long as that'll fit on the grid. The nice thing about that is it automatically will handle how all the blocks of the threading and treadling works. And the reason that is especially nice, if you really look at Madeline Vanderhoot's book on how to do the block substitutions, especially the tie-up, gets to be really tricky. This is a really nice tool for allowing you to define whatever you want. And like I say, I'd done this as a larger block. If I wanted to actually do that as a smaller block, and set that into that side, and then just pick up a single F block, so long as the 2 blocks are the same size. And I carefully select what I want. When I hit the thread substitution, it's a much more conventional huck. So I can do whatever I want to do there. And the other nice thing about that, if I actually save this at the moment, if I'll do a save as, let me just call it test. Now when I reopen the grid, I've got 2 threading sequences, the basic profile. As a matter of fact, if I want to, I can also even, if I just select those 2 threads, if I call that a profile draft, and I go for the threading, I can select even, for example, a double weave. If I now go to the grid and import that, so for example, if I wanted to use that as the foreground, that is the pattern, I can actually now even do a thread substitution and get a double weave pattern that way. So it's a very flexible tool, and you can kind of merge different things back and forth. And the nice thing about it, it's all saved. It'll tell you as you're playing how many shafts and treadles it takes. And that is a quick summary of the new threading draft substitutions. Thank you.